Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm the Average Simmer, and today we're doing an apartment build. I feel like I haven't done these in a while, but we're making an apartment for the 100 baby challenge. I'm not doing this challenge right now, but I did want to make an apartment for any of you guys who are doing the challenge. It's one of the most popular challenges, I think. A lot of people are doing it. Basically, you have one female sim, and she has to go around and have birth 100 babies and raise them. And I've played this before off camera. And then I got kind of bored, so I stopped, and then I started again, and then I got kind of bored, so I stopped. And I've basically done 4 versions of the 100 baby challenge. I just I get kind of bored with it. You just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Currently I'm doing one with a sim called Kelly Simons, although I haven't touched it in a while. And sorry if you just heard the noise. I talked a tiny bit about Kelly in my Keystone Family Create a Sim. Not that much. I just said that the outfit was inspired by a sim that I made called Kelly Simons. She's not on the gallery, but yeah. So we're looking at me making the master bedroom right now, and I think it looks really nice. I was sort of inspired by the color red for the color of love. So I'm giving... And I kept a chair in this room because I thought that would be really useful if you want 2 sims to just sit in here. So you just ask them to sit on the chair, and it's a little bit more practical than sitting on the bed. So yeah, and I wanted to make that bathroom an ensuite, but then after I realized I didn't keep any space to have a door there, so I couldn't make it an ensuite. But you could just lock the door for everyone but the main sim, and it would work out just fine. I really like that bedroom. I think it looks really nice. Oh yeah, and then here I also made a study because in the challenge you have to have your teens and your children get A grades. So I wanted to keep a library here. You won't really use the books, but I just thought it would be kind of cool to have the wall full of a library books. I wanted to make it look like a library study room, and then I kept a bunch of desks with chairs, and I didn't keep any computers. I just left them plain desks so that you can just send your children into that room to work. And I also left some objects that have moodlet things. If you press enable emotional aura, then your sims will get focused with them. So that's gonna be really useful because they'll do better on their homework if they're focused. And same with the master bedroom. I also kept one of those items you'd win on a date where it will make you feel romantic. And I also kept that club poster thing from Get Together, and it's I'm just imagining it's some sort of inspirational poster, or maybe it's just a sign, because it's a genius kind of sign, and it's a library. I just thought it made sense. And I had trouble finding wall art to put here because I didn't really know what wall art to keep, and the walls are kind of blank. Oh yeah, and you'll see in the toddler room I kept this room that's sort of an ensuite, but it's not a bathroom, into from the toddler room, and then there's a door and it goes into that room. Sorry if you just heard a sound. So that room goes... So then in that room there's a bathtub, so that way it will be much easier if you want to bathe your toddlers. So yeah, I also kept these art projects above the wall, because these walls are really tall walls. They're medium or super tall walls. So it was I think they're super tall walls. I wish you could change the height of walls in apartments, but you can't. I think this is like one of the biggest apartments that are like a bit more cheaper. Like if it didn't have this furniture, of course, like it used to be some like black and yellow kind of apartment, and then before I bulldozed it, of course. So yeah, it was pretty cheap. Here's like this mass room. I kept a bunch of kid beds, and not a bunch of teen beds, just like 3 teen beds, 4 kids beds. And then I kept a few toys for kids. I didn't really keep much for teens, but I'm just pretending like I don't really know what you do. I did keep like an easel here, because I figured that's like something that a lot of people do to make money, because painting earns a decent amount of money. And I gave them these cat beds, and the wood tones, of course, didn't match. So then I figured, like, if you're not, like, why have, like, for example, a light brown and a dark brown and another shade of brown, and then just a bunch of different brown colors beside each other, but instead like have this where you can tell they're meant to be different colors instead of the like different shades of brown, and you're like, oh, they just couldn't find another shade of brown. So I thought that was much better. And I also I liked what I did here. I kept things on top of the dresser. I don't really do that often, but I think it looked nice to have that on top, to have like things on top of the dresser. I also kept this craft table here, and something that they haven't fixed for a really long time. That table, it always says toddlers only, but it's actually not toddlers only. It's everyone but toddlers, and of course babies, but babies can't do anything, so toddlers can't use that activity table. Only kids and teens and adults can. So I don't really know why, and they've never fixed that, even though so many people are always talking about it. I don't know if they just never hear about it or what, but yeah. And here I'm doing the teen section. I was first thinking about maybe putting dividers in between the rooms, but I decided not to. And there's also quite a bit of space, so if you do have school projects that you have to do, then you could do that. You could just place them in the apartment. I don't really feel like you'd really use this apartment though, because it's pretty expensive. So if you have that much money, you might as well get an actual house, and you can have different levels, and it will just be a whole lot easier. But maybe you want to use this apartment, so yeah, you can. And also on that good side, there's this giant painting. I think it's from I don't really know what it's from, but I thought it looked pretty good. And I didn't really know which other painting to keep, because a lot of paintings that were a decent size were too mature, they weren't really kid-like, so I didn't use any of those. Also curtains, yeah, I didn't find a good curtain that was good, because the curtains that I did they weren't the right size. They could fit the windows, but then they wouldn't reach the ground, and I just didn't like them. So I did keep these smaller curtains, and I pretended the curtains are brushed to the side, and I think that looks pretty good. And also for this toddler room, I kept 3 toddler beds. And actually something that I just realized is the toddler beds all have energy 3. There's no difference in energy levels if it's a really nice bed or if it's one of those not as good looking beds. Also, I didn't even plan this, but I found this rug and it was perfect for the room. It had red from the red bread. Oh, I can't speak. It had red for the red bread. Why do I keep saying bread? I mean bed. Oh my god, it's like a tongue twister. It had red from the carpet for the red bed. It had blue from the carpet for the blue bed. And I had a little bit of a white creamy color in the carpet for the creamy colored bed. And this toddler room is going by so fast. I have a lot to talk about. I kept those two Blarfies beside each other. I thought that looked nice, and I sized one down and looked super cute. And here I'm keeping the bathtub because you want to bathe your toddlers, and it'll be a lot easier if there's a room straight there, so you can lock your toddlers in there if you want to. Because I know, like, it's really easy if you just lock them so they don't just go around making messes and disrupting everyone and not focusing on their skills. Because to have a toddler age up, you have in the 100 Baby Challenge, you have to have them max out 3 skills, or they have to reach level 5 of 3 skills, or reach level 3 of all 5 skills. So I kept the Wabbit tablet, I think that's how you say it, in the toddler bedroom, because it's a really good item to have in the 100 Baby Challenge, because you can pretty much do everything with that tablet. Like, you can build all the skills except for, of course, potty, but yeah. So also in the kids' bedroom, I kept like different colored wallpapers. I thought that looked kind of nice. I don't really know how I feel about that. And I kept a dollhouse because I figured you'd want to do something else. And I kept 3 beds. I think that's a good amount, because if you had more than 3 toddlers, you'd probably go crazy. Even with 3 toddlers, you'd probably go crazy. But I feel like if you're like, oh, I have 3 toddlers, I'm probably not gonna have another kid until I age them up. So you probably won't ever have more than 3 toddlers. Otherwise, you might actually go crazy. Something that I realized is I didn't keep a coffee table in the living room, and I'm like kind of mad at myself right now because a coffee table would look really good there, but whatever. And I did keep this like computer there. That's the only computer. I probably should have kept more, but I didn't. This honestly isn't that decent of an apartment. Like, there's probably a bunch more decent apartments for the 100 Baby Challenge on the gallery, but whatever. And I thought this would be a good size, but it honestly could have been bigger. Like, there was no real space for a dining room. I just kept the dining room in the hallway, which was sort of my plan all along, and I thought it would look good, but it turns out it didn't, but I still kept it. And I didn't keep as much clutter as I normally do in the kitchen. I was just kind of like over this apartment by then. That's why I really like making like smaller starter apartments, because you can make it look cute. You have more you have less space, so you can just add more clutter and make it look more cozy. And it takes less time, of course, to build, and it's just a little bit more cuter, and it's like kind of small, so it's easy to play in instead of like a huge mansion and you have to keep like looking everywhere to try and find where the bathroom is. Honestly, like real life, like if you were in a big mansion, you'd be like, hey, where's the bathroom? Except it's a little bit better in The Sims because you have like a whole bird's eye view of where everything is. If you were in tab mode, like, and you were trying to look for a room and it was a mansion, you might go crazy again. Oh yeah, and I also found this cute aquarium thing from Cats and Dogs, and I think it looks so pretty. I really, really like that. I want to use that more in builds. And I kept the walls back up. Like, I was looking on this whole thing with the walls down. Then I kept the walls up, and it was like completely ruined it. It's like, because the walls are so tall. I just wish they were a little bit shorter. But anyways, we're at the end of this video. Speed build. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're new and hit that notification bell. And I'd love if you left some comments down below. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!